Gary, welcome to Behind the Scenes. We're here at the Planetarium, and I'd like to learn more about that. Could you tell me about what happens at the Planetarium and Learning Center?
Sure. This actually is a satellite campus of Delta College. And so half of this building consists of classrooms, and we have a computer lab and a student lounge. And the other half of the building is where the planetarium is and where the public areas are. And so classes are being taught upstairs. Down here, we do the planetarium programs, both for the public and for elementary school kids and for Delta College classes.
And you talked about putting on shows. How many shows do you do in a year?
We usually have 2 or 3 shows running at one time. For example, right now there's 3 shows running in September. When we get to October, we start getting into close to Halloween. So we have a Halloween laser show we add to the mix. Then we get to the holidays and we have holiday shows.
And where do you get the shows?
Believe it or not, there are production companies that produce shows for this format. It's called Digital 360. And there are production companies around the world that do this, and we lease the shows and license the shows for a certain period of time.
And we talked about this being a Delta College Learning Center, too. Can you tell me about the students and what kind of classes are held here?
Upstairs, and the planetarium is used also, just about anything that Delta offers is offered here. I mean, students can take classes in anything from economics to psychology to astronomy and math and anything else. Mostly the astronomy classes, when they're taught here, do use the planetarium. And we try to encourage other instructors to use it. We've had a couple instructors use it as a lecture room because we can obviously project the PowerPoint and use it to show films and things like that.
And how many students use the facility in a year?
In a year, somewhere between 600 and 700 Delta students take classes here.
And you're right downtown in Bay City.
Right.
Are you involved in other activities as well?
We try to involve ourselves with the downtown events, especially the summer festivals, you know, like the Tall Ship Festival and the art shows and anything that's going on downtown.
Can you tell me about your background, how you got involved in astronomy?
Well, the real answer to that is in the 60s when I was growing up, I got a telescope for Christmas. And that was it. I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And by the time I went to college, I was convinced I was going to be a professional research astronomer. And I started along that track until I discovered at the University of Iowa, where I was an undergraduate, a little planetarium they had. At that point, I was helping a professor design astronomy labs. And I just thought it was the coolest teaching tool in the world. And so I sort of went off on a tangent and have been teaching in planetariums for the last 36 years.
Gary, is there anything else that we should know about the planetarium?
That it's fun. Our approach to the stuff when we do shows, I like to call it edutainment. And we use a lot of humor. We make everything as interesting as possible. And I know a lot of people connotate planetariums with boring. Maybe that's the way it used to be, but I think what we do here is anything but boring.
I'm wondering if you could give me a tour.
Absolutely.
Great.
Okay, and here's the theater, and we're going to go back here, and I'm going to show you how to be a show presenter.
Excellent.
Have a seat. I'm going to show you how to be a show presenter in here, and it's a lot easier than it used to be because everything is computerized now, and so you'll see that there are several screens here. The system is run by 10 computers, believe it or not, that are in the back room. And so if you're a show presenter setting up for a show, you basically are loading the things that you need. And as I said, our shows, we have live interactive stuff, and then we run the recorded part of the show. Usually I do the live interactive stuff first and then go into the recorded part. So what you have to do, we've got a lot of stuff set up already, is you just need to load the proper stuff. And if you go over to this screen and just move the mouse up to all these tabs at the very top, all you have to do is push the one that says welcome down below right there. And push that one, and that one's ready to go. Okay, now that I've shown you how to operate a show, let me take you behind the scenes and show you how all this stuff gets on the screen.
I'd like that.
Great.
So Gary, we're behind the dome now, right?
We're right in the front of the theater, behind the screen. The screen is transparent. You can see right through it, so we're at the front. This is one of the JVC projectors, and this covers half the screen. There's another one in the back that covers the other half of the screen. Together they blend, making the scene that you see. So everything comes out of these two projectors.
Okay, and these are new, right?
As of 2009, this is the new Digital 360 system.
Okay, and before that, what did you...
We had
how did you put on shows?
Another projector in the center with a fisheye lens that was basically monochrome, or a single color. This is full color video, and everything we can put on the video rather than using auxiliary projectors to project along with the other systems. So this is state of the art as of right now.
Great. Can you show me another part of the planetarium?
Sure. Let's take a walk.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you some of the classrooms upstairs, the other half of the building. And here, this is a typical classroom. There's 7 classrooms in the building and a computer lab downstairs for the use of Delta students. And so this is pretty typical. All but one of our classrooms are smart classrooms with the video projector and the console in the front.
Great.
Well, let's continue up to the observation deck.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we're up on the observation deck on the very top of the building, right above the Planetarium Theater. And this area is used during the week if we have school groups and it's a nice day. We actually have a solar telescope where we can show them images of the sun. This is a nighttime telescope, and a lot of times we'll have the observation deck open if there's something special going on in the sky for the public, or after our evening shows during the dark time of the year. After our 7 o'clock show, the show presenter comes up here, and that's another thing for the show presenter to do, is to come up here and show people objects in the telescope. Okay.
And what sort of telescope is this?
We have a variety of telescopes here. This is an 8-inch telescope. It goes by the diameter of the telescope. This is one of the largest ones we have here. We're downtown, so big telescopes don't do a whole lot of good in a downtown environment with lights on. But it's amazing what you can see with a telescope like this. This one's computerized so that it makes it easy for us to just push a button and it'll point to the object we want to show people. It saves a lot of time.
Thank you so much for the tour and
it's been
for
fun.
having us behind the scenes at the planetarium.
Thanks for coming.